So sometimes things can happen so quickly that everything can just change in a heartbeat. I was out this morning and I guess I shouldn't have been. But mood was great. I was out. It was a little bit chilly, but I put the chickies out for the very first time in their tractor, and that made me just be so determined to get the front fence completely fenced in since the chickies were out, and I kind of did it on purpose to drive myself to get it done. I was like, alright, if I get those little babies out there, then I know my instinct is to protect them. And so I immediately went to work and was digging, got the fence panels all up and into place, and made up my mind how I was gonna do it, attach everything, put the gate in, and went to drive the very first fence post, and I was just using the green utility post for now until was able to go get more 4x4s and get the holes dug and all that, and plus too, to just see for sure if where I decided to put the fence in was going to be where I wanted to leave it. And I had that first post, and I had some real loose soil where I've been digging, so I was standing on the edge of a hill, a pretty steep slope, so I just kind of had the post in one hand, and I was holding the fence up in the other hand, and I slammed that fence post down, and lo and behold, it went straight down onto a solid rock. Just my luck. And I even had gloves on, and my hand, my thumb went straight through the little tabs that kind of stick out of the edge of the green, on the front of the green, the little tab where you wrap your wire around. That little tab went straight through my thumb, like in one end and out the other. So, I mean, I'm pretty upset about it, because I don't like doctors anymore, and I don't like going to medical clinics anymore. I just feel like with everything that's happened over the last couple years, and even before that, with what happened with them having me on 2 medications that interacted with each other, and they dang near killed me, made my heart rate drop out to nothing, and I've just kind of sworn them off. And I've been taking care of myself, and I've been doing really good. I've been trying to be a lot healthier. I've lost weight. I'd quit smoking several years ago, and just been trying to really watch out for myself, stay healthy throughout this whole sham that's been going on throughout our life the past going on 3 years now. But now I've really sidelined myself. I mean, thankfully, I've got a half a brain. Like I say, I even had gloves on, and it went all the way through. The one thing I will say is I probably did not have the exact gloves that I needed to have for fencing. I guess I should have had something leather on. I just had like just general purpose gloves on. And so I immediately grabbed my hand, and the only funny thing I can say to describe what I saw, I grabbed it, put pressure on it, ran into the house, cleaned it out real good with alcohol and held pressure on it for like 10 minutes with a gauze. And then I was like, it's just the wondering how bad it was. That was just more than I could take. So I had to look at it and see. And the only way I can describe it, and I know it sounds really gross, but it was like my thumb had a hemorrhoid or something. It went in right behind somehow right around my bone. It didn't break it. I didn't feel it hit the bone. It just missed somehow and went right through all the fatty tissue. And I guess the way I just jerked real fast, tissue came out. So I just squeezed it back together as good as I can, and there's not really even, I don't even think they would be able to stitch it on a puncture wound like that. You don't stitch it, you just evacuate it. So I cleaned it out real good with iodine then, and wrapped it up. Got Sony to help me wrap it up. And it hasn't bled through. It's been a few hours now, and it didn't bleed through, so there wasn't a lot of blood loss, so I'm glad about that. It has had me very stressed out. I did call my sister, who's been a nurse like 30 years, and talked to her about it, and just, ask her, did she think I needed to go to the ER or not, and told her what I'd done so far, and she said she thinks I did everything right that I could do, and really there wasn't much more they could do for me other than charge me a good hospital bill to redo everything I'd just done. And I told her, Sonia had some antibiotics left over from one time when she was sick, and they had put her on an antibiotic that wasn't working, so they put her on something different. And it's a pretty strong one, and I'd already taken one, and I told her that, and she's like, yeah, that's good. It's okay that you did that, and she's like, just, after a couple hours, go ahead and clean the iodine off, open it up, clean everything out again, and then just fill it full of antibiotic ointment and keep it wrapped up. But what sucks real bad is that there's probably going to be a few days that I'm not going to be able to do my job. I'll be able to do parts of my job, but I don't think I'll be able to do my whole job. And I had to, I don't think it hit the bone. It's sore, but I don't think it's broken. But it's, here it is, Mother's Day, and I've had to interrupt my boss and text her and kind of let her know what's going on and ask her to call me at her convenience. And I haven't heard from her yet, but I'm sure she's having a day with her family. But it just sucks. I just suck to feel like I'm gonna have to disappoint someone, more than one person at my job is gonna be disappointed, and I'd ask for time off, not this week, but next week, for my mom, because she's having a procedure done on her back, and so I need 2 personal days for that, and that's pretty much what I have. So I'm just kind of, I know it could have been something a lot worse, but I'm just a little bit distraught about it. I just hate to let anybody down, and I mean, it's put me a setback on everything I was trying to do, you know. Just been getting in a really good mood of getting things done outside because the weather cleared up, and, you know, got the electric fence on order. I want to get it finished this week, and, you know, just running low on funds and just trying to pick up extra work when I can. I got a couple of little electrical jobs that are supposed to be coming up, and, you know, there's just going to be things I'm not going to be able to do, and inflation's through the roof, and barely have enough money to live on, and it's just a real stressful day for me. Just a really stressful day, so say a little prayer, and catch up with you next time. Much love.